All right, how about them Cowboys? Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys here and preview them. They finished second in the. I asked you guys, who do you think will win the NFC East on a post with a poll. The Cowboys finished second in that poll, so they are the team that we will talk about second to last here. Yes, Dallas Cowboys, who are always a team to talk about. They had a very interesting draft. They had a very interesting, I think, offseason to some degree. And they're just a unique team to talk about whatsoever. So let's get into it. Starting off with the, two most important people in the organization, as I always say, are the coach and the quarterback. You have Dak Prescott coming off of one of his better seasons. I do think that you do sometimes get I think he got some Joe Burrow comparisons because Burrow 2 years ago kind of was in a similar boat. I will say I think Burrow did a better job at what Burrow did 2 years ago was something I maybe never seen before, which is consistently being able to push the ball down the field while protecting the football. Prescott did have his moments of okay, this game's kind of gotten out of hand, but for the most part wasn't too far behind what Burrow was able to do. He did a really good job, and I think has proven that okay, even I've been lower on him at the past, but it's at this point, really, why are you lower than him? Almost just other than I don't know, what's it called? Where someone keeps winning MVP over and over, and then they stop winning MVP just because it's too easy to give that guy the MVP voter fatigue. It's almost like we have voter fatigue with Prescott of just we know who he is, but he's still really good. Again, there's been issues of him in the playoffs and all that, but whatever. Tier 2 quarterback play for him. And Brian Schottenheimer, I thought, did good as a first-year head coach. I thought that listen, the offense was awesome, and he's an offensive-minded coach. I do think at a certain point you have to get the defense under control as a head coach, and that is part of your job at this point is hiring the right people to make that happen. But for now, let's go tier 3 head coach just to see how things shake up from here on out. And as for the receiving game, this is also the receiving core. This is also a big part of this team. So you include tight ends. You have Jake Ferguson and even Luke Schumacher can make some plays. Really good tight ends, but obviously it's the CeeDee Lamb and then George Pickens, who was honestly awesome last year. I think he maybe didn't get enough credit for what he was able to do. Ryan Florney and Kayvon Turpin also. Turpin is not just a special teams guy; he can play a significant role there. They still have Jonathan Mingo on the roster. It's they even added Denzel Mims, which I do think is kind of an interesting flyer there. It's a great receiving core. It's tier 1. You have two guys who can consistently win one-on-one matchups with Lamb and Pickens, even against good talent. You do have enough depth to make it work. This is the strength of this team, is the receiving core. It was the strength of the team last year, and it's fantastic. As for the offensive line, you have 3 Tylers, a Terrence, and then you have a Cooper. Cooper kind of ruins. That's in the TV, the cartoon where you have everyone's name is basically the same except for the comedic relief who's Cooper or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, the offensive line, Tyler Booker and Tyler Smith, 2 very good guards. Tyler Guyton has been a little up and down at tackle. Terrence Steele is all right at tackle. I do think the strength is the interior. Cooper Baby, also a good interior. I really like the interior. Some question marks about the tackles, but even the tackles are solid enough, and they do pass block well, even if their run defense, or excuse me, even if their run blocking can be a little shaky at times. Usually you want tackles who can pass block, and they can do that. So, tier 2 offensive line. I think it's very good. As for the running back room, it's kind of weird, to be honest. There's a lot of talk about how valuable are running backs. What effort do you want to put into the running back room? And even as someone who is firmly on you want to not put a ton of effort into it. I think you still have to put some resources into it. There still is value in running backs. Javonte Williams has had some good years. I don't know if he's a full bell cow back, and for the depth, I guess Jaden Blue is going to be the guy that they're going to put in. It feels like they're missing a body here. I don't know if there's still plans for later in this offseason or what to do something, but it does feel a little bit rough. Williams doesn't have zero talent. I think Williams is solid, but one solid running back is a tier 5 running room. So again, every team has a guy that they like, right? The Cowboys have that a guy they like, but you need more than that, in my opinion. Either a guy you love or multiple guys. And I think the depth here is why I have to, they're one injury away from this just being abysmal. So, yeah. But okay, let's get to the defense. Because last year, the offense was not the problem. This year, the offense is not going to be the problem. The defense was at times atrocious. You think about like that 40-40 tie against the Packers and things like that. I feel like that was every game, was they were just trying to outscore their problems, and they just weren't able to do it every single game. Have they fixed that? Well, they've certainly done a lot to fix it. So you draft Malachi Lawrence in the first round, a player who I do think will help them pass rush wise, even if some people thought he should have gone round 2. Sam Williams, Rashawn Gary they add, he's a really good player. You got James Houston. Donovan Ezeraku had a really good year last year for the Cowboys. Even Charles Snowden is an effective enough player. Not to mention the interior. I mean, there was all the memeing about the Kenny Clark thing, but listen, the guy's 30 years old and is an effective player, and a really effective player. He's a good player. Quinnen Williams, they traded a first-round pick for. He's more than an effective player. He's a great player. There's a lot of pieces here on this defensive line. Even Jonathan Bullard can be kind of the change-up. I do think that we're going to see a lot of snaps out of Clark and Williams. They combined for over 1,500, or close to 50. No, not over 1,500, but close to 1,500, around 1,400 last year. I wouldn't be shocked if they get over 1,500 this year. And then for off-ball linebackers, it's not dominant, but D. Winters, Shamar James, you have DeMarvion Overshown as well here, who can kind of, I think, be the off-ball linebackers that should be able to, kind of fill that out. So, I mean, listen, I feel like it's probably pretty good. Like, I think I'm going to go, I don't know, tier 2s across the board, tier 2 run defense, tier 2 pass rush. I think they have fixed these issues. As for the coverage, this is really, I think, what's going to make or break this team. And honestly, this is what often makes or breaks football teams, is the coverage. Usually we kind of know the front seven, what they're going to be. Usually we kind of know the quarterbacks and the receivers and the offensive line. But coverage can vary wildly year in and year out. Every team is a few injuries away from a disaster, and every team is a couple young guys stepping up away from being way better than expected. That said, what will Dallas do when we preview this? I mean, you got Deron Bland, who I think is just a good corner. Like, yeah, the pick sixes and everything, but he's just a good, effective corner. They add Kobe Durant, a move I really think was an underrated addition here. Someone who I do think could be a potential just starting caliber player. They also have Siobhan Revel, who I think they're hoping could maybe step it up here. And then for the safeties, I mean, you already have Jalen Thompson, Malik Hooker, Marquise Bell. They draft Caleb Downs, mostly just a best player available situation. I do have some concerns about, I feel like they're 2 corner deep right now, Deron Bland and Kobe Durant. I would like another effective corner, because I do feel like if one of those guys has a bad year or one of those guys gets hurt, they're in trouble. That's just how I view it. But I like the rest of this enough. I mean, I'm in between tier 2 and tier 3. I'm going to go tier 3. I do really like depth when it comes to this stuff. So that's where I'm going to ultimately end up. So for the Dallas Cowboys, I gotta say, like, I'm impressed with this roster. On paper, it's a very good roster. The question is, how will it all come together? Because we've seen plenty of on paper good rosters that do not result in in great rosters as a whole. For my prediction, I'm going 11-7 here. I really am. I think that I do like what they bring to the table. I like this roster as a whole. I think that there are just a lot of questions with this team still. Like, I think, how it all pieced together is fair, but like, there is talent on this roster to win 11 games. Like, if this defense is bad, barring secondary issues, like, okay, now it's a coaching thing, right? This offense should still be really good. I think the Cowboys could surprise some people. I really do. I think there's some real talent on this team. So, yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know and I'm usually accused of being a Cowboys hater. So, one of the rare times I'm actually buying in. We'll see how this goes, being on this side of things. But, yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.